Did you know binge eating can silently destroy your body in ways you never imagined? The shocking news about fast food addiction reveals just the tip of the iceberg. What really happens when you consistently overeat? How does it affect your metabolism? Long-term, can binge eating permanently damage your organs? Why does it become harder to stop once you start? What invisible changes occur in your brain chemistry? Most importantly, how can you break this dangerous cycle before it's too late? The human digestive system was never designed to handle massive food quantities in short bursts. And this fundamental mismatch creates cascading health consequences. When you binge eat, your stomach stretches beyond its normal capacity, like an overfilled balloon, causing immediate discomfort and long-term damage that compromises your entire gastrointestinal tract. This unnatural expansion weakens stomach muscles and damages the delicate lining, leading to chronic digestive issues like acid reflux, gastroparesis, and even increasing risk for stomach ulcers. Your pancreas becomes exhausted working overtime, producing insulin to handle dangerous sugar spikes, which can eventually lead to insulin resistance and set the stage for diabetes. Meanwhile, your liver becomes completely overwhelmed trying to process excessive fats and toxins, potentially causing fatty liver disease and impairing its crucial detoxification functions. These physical changes create a vicious cycle where your body starts craving more food just to function normally, while simultaneously becoming less efficient at processing nutrients properly. Binge eating wreaks havoc on your cardiovascular system in ways most people don't realize, with effects that accumulate silently over time. Each massive meal floods your bloodstream with triglycerides and LDL cholesterol that cling to artery walls like sticky plaque, while also triggering inflammatory responses that damage blood vessels from within. Over time, this insidious buildup narrows and hardens your arteries, forcing your heart to work harder just to pump blood through increasingly constricted pathways. Research shows regular overeaters have triple the risk of developing high blood pressure compared to moderate eaters, along with significantly higher chances of atherosclerosis and coronary artery disease. The extra weight from constant overeating doesn't just strain your heart externally, it actually causes dangerous enlargement of the heart muscle itself, a condition called cardiomegaly that reduces pumping efficiency. These cardiovascular changes often go unnoticed until serious damage has already occurred, making prevention through mindful eating absolutely crucial for long-term heart health. Your brain undergoes frightening chemical and structural changes with frequent binge eating sessions that mirror those seen in drug addiction. Dopamine receptors become progressively desensitized, requiring ever larger amounts of food to achieve the same pleasure response, while serotonin levels fluctuate wildly, contributing to mood instability. This neurological adaptation creates dependency patterns nearly identical to substance abuse, complete with cravings, tolerance buildup, and withdrawal symptoms when trying to stop. MRI scans reveal binge eaters have significantly altered activity in the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center, explaining why impulse regulation becomes so difficult. Perhaps most alarming, studies suggest these brain changes can persist for years after stopping overeating behavior, creating neural pathways that make relapse dangerously easy, even after long periods of recovery. The neurological impact explains why willpower alone often fails to control binge eating disorders, as the brain's very reward system has been hijacked by compulsive eating patterns that override rational decision-making. The metabolic consequences of chronic overeating create a perfect storm for disease development that extends far beyond simple weight gain. When you consistently consume more calories than needed, your cells become increasingly resistant to insulin, the crucial hormone that regulates blood sugar, leading to dangerous glucose spikes and crashes. This metabolic dysfunction lays the foundation for type 2 diabetes, even in young individuals, while also contributing to polycystic ovary syndrome and other hormone-related disorders. Your body starts storing excess energy as visceral fat, the particularly dangerous kind that surrounds internal organs and secretes inflammatory chemicals linked to cancer and autoimmune diseases. These biological changes accelerate aging at the cellular level by shortening telomeres and increasing oxidative stress, with longitudinal studies showing binge eaters' lifespans shortened by an average of 7 years compared to those with stable eating patterns. The metabolic havoc extends to your microbiome too, as imbalanced gut bacteria from erratic eating further disrupt nutrient absorption and immune function in a downward spiral of worsening health. Binge eating creates deep psychological damage that often outlasts the physical effects, embedding itself in your self-concept and emotional patterns. The shame, guilt, and profound loss of control associated with overeating can trigger severe depression and anxiety disorders that require separate treatment beyond addressing the eating behavior itself. Many sufferers develop distorted body image regardless of their actual weight, creating a painful disconnect between perception and reality that fuels further disordered eating as a coping mechanism. Social isolation frequently occurs as meals become secretive, shame-filled events rather than joyful gatherings, eroding relationships and support systems precisely when they're needed most. The psychological toll makes recovery exponentially harder, as negative emotions fuel further binge episodes, forming a self-perpetuating cycle of distress where eating becomes both the problem and the attempted solution. This emotional entanglement explains why many binge eaters intellectually understand the harm they're causing, yet feel powerless to stop, trapped in a pattern that provides temporary relief while worsening the underlying pain. Breaking free from binge eating requires comprehensive understanding of its complex biological, psychological, and social roots that simple dieting can't address. Unlike temporary overeating, true binge behavior involves feeling completely out of control during episodes, followed by intense guilt and self-loathing that reinforces the cycle. Professional help often proves necessary to rewire both brain chemistry and emotional responses, combining medical supervision with therapeutic support for lasting change. Cognitive behavioral therapy has shown particular effectiveness in addressing the automatic thought patterns behind compulsive eating, while dialectical behavior therapy helps build distress tolerance skills to prevent emotional binges. Nutritionists emphasize rebuilding healthy relationships with food through structured meal plans that stabilize blood sugar and reduce cravings, rather than restrictive diets that often trigger rebound binging. The recovery journey may be challenging, requiring patience through setbacks, but countless success stories prove lasting change is possible when addressing both body and mind through compassionate, evidence-based approaches that heal the whole person. Subscribe now for expert guidance on breaking free from binge eating for good. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and family. Thanks a bunch.